Hello, welcome to the stream. David Snowpack here from Snowpack Games. Welcome Ricardo, who is watching from the train, and several other anonymous eyeballs. Please let me know in the comments if you are watching. Otherwise, I don't really know who's here. It's just an eyeball with a number next to it. And you'll get a cool character on the overlay. By the way, the overlay is a Godot app we built on stream like a year and a half ago now. Yeah, so how have you guys been doing? How's it been going? It's been 2 weeks since my last stream. Things have been crazy in my life. I've done not nearly as much game dev as I would have liked. There was the Thanksgiving holiday. Then there was some, I don't know how to say it without saying it, but some family tragedy. And I just haven't had all that much time. But the most exciting thing to happen to me... Oh, hey, Alexei, welcome to the stream. Thanks for watching, participating. The most exciting thing that happened to me this week, or this 2 weeks, really, it just happened this morning, and that is that the big WebXR PR that we've been working on stream for like weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks was finally merged into Godot. So that's the PR getting WebXR fully working in Godot 4. At least as well as it was working in Godot 3 with one tiny caveat, which unfortunately I can't really do anything about right now. It's not really WebXR's fault, but I think we can fix it. I just don't think that that's going to happen before Godot 4.0. So the caveat is that XR in Godot 4... I hate how my headphones are squeaking like crazy right now. Stop squeaking, please. XR in Godot 4 right now requires multi-dev to work, or not multi-dev, multi-view to work, which multi-view is great. If your device supports multi-view, it makes rendering VR or stereo AR, anything stereo, so much faster. Hey, The Clean, welcome to the stream. The stats that Oculus always gives is rendering with multi-view is on average 40% faster than rendering the whole pipeline for the left eye and then the whole pipeline for the right eye. So multi-view is great. But in Godot 4, it's actually required. If the device you're using doesn't support multi-view, then it just won't work. At least for stereo. For like smartphone AR, we have WebXR totally working. But like on my smartphone, it doesn't support multi-view, so I can't do Google Cardboard with WebXR anymore on my smartphone. And I don't know if maybe there are smartphones that do support multi-view that aren't like specifically, VR devices. Because like the Quest is technically a smartphone just strapped to your face, and it supports multi-view. The Oculus people actually were the main drivers of creating multi-view. Yeah, so at some point, it would be nice to refactor Godot 4 to be able to do stereo, AR, and VR even when the device doesn't support multi-view, but currently that's just not the case. So with that one tiny caveat that some devices that worked with WebXR in Godot 3 won't work with WebXR in Godot 4 if they don't support multi-view. Everything that worked in Godot 3 now works in Godot 4, and it's merged, and I'm so happy. I think I started working on just the process of getting WebXR working in Godot 4 back in like July. So it's a long project. It's a long project, and I'm so excited that it's finally done. And you guys get a break from me working on it on stream. I think I've done the last 8 streams in a row. We're all about trying to get this working. So yeah, we can move on. And I'm not entirely sure about about what we're going to be doing today. Oh, did I ask you guys about your projects? How are your guys' projects going? Ooh, and I didn't look at the characters either. I'm all off my game. I take a week off. I don't know what I'm doing. The Clean got a cool orc. I saw Ricardo's character and I saw Alexei's character, but I already don't remember them. I need to add a button to the overlay to bring all the characters back so I can comment on them when I want to. But yeah, let me know how things have been going on with you guys, how your projects have been doing over the last 2 weeks, or just if you're playing anything cool. I haven't really been playing anything cool. I started playing a Half-Life Alyx mod. What is it called? It's the one that was in the news. Levitation or Leviathan or Lev something Lev. And I played like the first 2 chapters of it. I'm not very far in it, but that's all the gaming I've done. I just haven't had the time. But the Clean says his project is going painfully slow. Levitation. Okay, yeah, that makes sense because it's about a levitating building. Is like the whole plot. So levitation. But yeah, I mean, as long as your project's going forward, sometimes in game dev, that's all you can hope for. But I know that frustration of going horribly slow. But yeah, if no one else has anything to throw out there, please throw it out if you got something. I'd love to hear it. But if no one else does, talk a little bit about what I want to hack on today. So what I probably should be doing is going back to working on my VR voxel builder game because I'm still really excited about that. But I've also been doing so much Godot 4. And especially like XR stuff in Godot 4. That's been like all I've been doing for the last bunch of months. And I want to use it. I want to actually do something with it. So I would like to port my VR voxel builder to Godot 4, but that's like a big thing, which I don't really want to get into like on this stream. So the thought I had was just trying to make some little prototypes in Godot 4 with OpenXR. And in my experience, XR Tools, the add-on that Bastiano Lee made, and also Malcolm and some other folks, for doing common things in VR, is super helpful for prototyping. You can throw together something very quickly. I had not previously even tried the Godot 4 version of XR Tools, though, and I like just tried it. And it is kind of not totally working. But we will fidget with it and see if we can get it working. And if we can, we'll prototype some stuff. I have this idea for a co-op, like roguelite game, which there isn't anything amazing in this game idea, but I just like, there's not enough co-op stuff in VR, or at least like the co-op stuff doesn't have this sort of sense of exploration or traveling through a world and like really, I guess, cooperating in like a 3D environment kind of sense, that I would really like to experience. So I don't know. If we can get there, we can prototype some of the things that I'm thinking for that game, or maybe we won't. Maybe we'll just be screwing around with XR Tools this whole time. But even that is useful, figuring out how the latest version of XR Tools is working, how to get it going in Godot 4. I can show you currently what isn't working. So I just tried loading it up, and amazingly, it just like loads up. That's good. Some of the new stuff that I hadn't seen in previous versions of XR Tools is there's this loading screen, which is cool. That will be very useful just in general. And apparently there's new hands. You can sort of see them here. That's kind of cool. The first thing I thought when I saw them, though, is like, can you adjust the skin tone? Because once you have hands with skin, then you have to start thinking about, well, is someone going to be broken out of immersion by looking down at their hands and being like, whoa, I got white person hands. Which is why, like, I personally prefer, going with a glove or a robot hand or something, because like the smallest things break immersion in VR, and I don't know, I don't have to deal with that. But I haven't looked into if there's like a thing we can do to adjust the material on the hands. So I guess is that part of the hands, nails, skeleton, armature. So this is, I guess, the XR Tools hand. Then this is Node 3D, armature, skeleton. This is the actual mesh. So the material is more complex than just a color. There's like little shadows and stuff on there. So maybe you'd have to use a shader or something to change the skin tone. I don't know. That's a problem for another day, I think. Yeah, I feel the same way frequently, The Clean. The Clean says XR Tools are cool, but I find them not flexible enough. So in my experience, it's great for prototyping and throwing some ideas together. But generally, like, the way that something works is just like a little bit off from how I want it to work for my game. and then I will end up getting rid of the XR Tools version and making my own custom thing once my game gets far enough along. That's kind of what I've been doing with the Voxel Builder game, for example. It uses a bunch of XR Tools stuff, and then it replaces a little bit of XR Tools stuff for things that I just wasn't happy with the way that they worked. So it would be cool for XR Tools to be more flexible, but I don't know how realistic that is, given that just like every game, especially in VR, kind of wants things to work a little bit differently, particularly because user interaction, like interacting with the world, isn't totally set in XR, and even where the places where it is, like your gameplay kind of leads a lot of that too. But anyway, it's also really good for just seeing how things are done, because like I have not yet done levers, and I'm always thinking like, well, how would I do a lever? And I haven't had a chance to get around to it. And then in XR Tools, I saw in one of Bastian's videos that, oh, there's levers, okay. So I kind of want to just go look at how levers were done so I can decide, does this make sense? When I make my own levers, should I do it this way? And then you can steal ideas, steal code to make your own thing. So XR Tools is useful even if you don't end up using it in your final experience. Anyway, I can show you what is not working, which is basically that locomotion appears to move my hands around the scene, but not the camera. So let me, I haven't got casting going today, so we'll see how long or slow it takes me to do that. And then I'll show you how it's broken, and then we will see if we can fix it. Hopefully it's something simple. And then we can walk around the different XR Tools demos and see what cool stuff is in there and what we can use for our prototyping. All right, let me get the headset on. All right, give me a second here. I've got this loaded up, and then this is my left hand. Let's get casting going so you guys can see what I'm seeing. Oh, I will need to take out this plug. I took it out, and then I was like, wait, I don't actually need to take that out yet because we're not deploying anything. And then, no, we are actually deploying something. We need to deploy the XR Tools demo. And there we go. But I don't want that to be full screen quite yet because I have got to deploy the XR Tools demo, which is probably in there somewhere. I don't feel like searching for it. I want to hit the button. I want to hit the little Android button in the Godot editor and be lazy that way. Come on. Plug. There we go. And I need to hit that. And in a moment, little Android guy should appear here. I don't know why it's been taking so long lately for the little Android guy to appear. It's not just Godot. Like if I go into ADB, it'll probably, by the time I get here, it will have loaded. But if I go to ADB and type devices, okay, so here it's here now. But if I had just sat here doing ADB devices that whole time, it would have not been there for a really long time. And then when it appeared, the little Android guy in Godot would also appear. So I'm thinking it's maybe something with my Quest, or maybe with some system update somewhere on my computer or something. I'm not sure. But it's not Godot 4's fault as far as I can tell. All right. Time to deploy. And yeah, I'm using Beta 7. And like just before Remy built Beta 7, he merged a PR that I made to fix OpenXR on the Quest. There's been some work to get OpenXR working on the Pico 4 as well, and inadvertently that broke OpenXR on the Quest, and I made a little tiny PR a couple days ago, and it just slid in right under the line to get into Beta 7. Come on, great old Damon. You can do it. You can do it. This has never taken quite this long before. My load is really high, though. You can see down here, 9. That my machine has 8 cores, so 9 is too high. I probably have some, like, Docker things running. Hey, time to relax and focus. Welcome to the stream. You got a pretty normal looking character. You got sort of a monkish robe thing going, and my hairstyle, the hair on the sides and none in the middle hairstyle. It's not really a style per se. I didn't choose to have it. Hang on. Let me kill some Docker things here. Yeah, let's stop this one. And hopefully this won't break and everything. This is the kind of thing that you shouldn't do while you're in the middle of the stream. Because, like, stopping some Docker containers will mess with networking and will hopefully not kill the stream. But we'll find out. This is how you learn, right? Try stuff. See what happens. But yeah, other than my load being really high, I have no idea why this is taking so long. What's going on here? Ooh, this is another weird thing that Godot 4 has been doing recently. So I didn't even know this was possible for a process to enter the stopped state without me doing it, without me pressing Control-Z. But look at this. Just suddenly out of nowhere, the editor has stopped. So we will foreground it, I guess. There we go. That's what the problem was. It had stopped itself. So I got to report that bug. I just don't even know how to describe it, honestly. Like, how does a process stop itself? That's like a shell level thing. That's not like a operating system level thing. So I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, build successful. Build failed with an exception. Could not dispatch a message to the daemon. Okay, well let's hit the button again. Maybe there was a timeout because everything had stopped. Build successful. That sounds good. Something coming in here? Not yet. Let's go look at output. Installing on device. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Let me get the screen so you guys can see it. And the color is wrong. This is a thing Bastian was just working on. So Godot is orange. It's because in a certain texture compression type, the red and the blue channels have gotten swapped. But anyway, let me press the trigger to continue. And here I am. Ooh, where are my hands, though? I'm handless. Oh, there are my hands. So there's my hands over there. And I can move my hands. And I can have my hands go into a world. So here my hands will have entered that teleporter. But my body isn't moving. Oop. All right. And is that still the case? I don't see my hands in front of me. Yeah, who knows where my hands are? They're not with me. Oh, and the sky is messed up too. The sky is like moving with my head. So that is the issue. That is what that's what we're gonna be working on. First, at least. And if we can get that worked out, we will start prototyping some stuff. Hey, Conrad, welcome to the stream. You like the orange Godot icon? You can just swap the red and green channel in your own, or what is it? No, not red and green. The two end ones. RGB. So B and red, blue and red, swap those and you can get that experience yourself. We could probably build from master if we wanted to have that bug fixed, but I don't really care. It doesn't matter right now. So let's figure out how movement works in the Godot 4 version of XR Tools. Hello, Doc Knight. Welcome to the stream. Oh, I haven't looked at people's characters. Conrad got an orc with a mustache, a mustachioed orc, and a axe. Doc Knight, also an orc in a dress with a braid. Looking good, guys. Let's figure this out. So it looks like the Godot 4 version of XR Tools is still doing this sort of component model where you add scenes with behavior underneath the XR controller, and then it actually does the behavior. So we have the direct movement, jump and crouch. on the left hand and direct turn, jump, and crouch on the right hand. I hate direct movement because I get VR sickness, but we will attempt to fix it anyway. So let's take a look at this. Yeah, VR bugs can sometimes really hurt. In my VR voxel builder game, you can walk off the edge of the world and then you fall, and it's horrifying. And my daughter, who's 7 years old, went to go play it, and she's like, "This is cool." And then I was like, "Oh, but be sure to not walk off the world because it will be terrifying." And then she just was like, took off the headset. She's like, "I'm not playing this." She just did not want to risk walking off the world and experiencing the horror. Anyway, so let's try and figure out how this works. Test controller? Get the controller node. Find controller node. Okay, so we have a parent class, XR Tools Movement Provider. Okay, we're not connecting to the Godot language server. Let's figure that out really quick. I like my language server. It is nice. Is that configured in here? Language server. 605. Let's go to 608 to match what VS Code is expecting. I think Godot 4 and Godot 3 use a different port, which makes sense. I understand why someone would do it that way, but it's annoying because the VS Code Godot plugin always assumes the Godot 3 port number. Which maybe I should have done this the other way around. Maybe I should have configured VS Code rather than configuring Godot. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. We are working now. So now I should be able to go to this class. Just go there. I'm pressing the control button. Connecting. Did we crash Godot? We crashed it. Okay. Maybe we'll have to run without the language server just so that Godot doesn't crash. The joys of beta software. Okay, so it's here. Retry, connect. We are connected, and it crashes. It crashes immediately. Okay. We won't use the language server. Maybe I'll have to do the code editing in Godot itself rather than VS Code. Although I like using VS Code because I get my Vim key bindings. Oh my god, just give up. Is there a give up button? Come on. Okay, there we go. Ignore. Don't do it. Don't even try. Start up Godot again. And we will explore some code here. Maybe I will just disable the external editor for now. My poor Vim key bindings. Alright. And then I'll close this so I don't confuse myself. And we are going to not look in here. Where do I want to be? I want to be on the basic movement demo, direct movement script. And I want to control click to movement provider. Come on. All right, so class name movement provider extends node, enable disabled. Finding the player body, which I presume is what we're going to move. Or we should be moving the whole XR origin, right? I guess we'll find out. Okay, so override this function to apply motion to the player body. Okay, so are we actually moving the player body? This gets past the player body, direct movement. Controller, get axis, max speed. Yeah, this should be called get vector. I was talking to Bastian about this last night, and I was like, you know, it's not really an axis if it has both the x and y. Like an axis is just x or just y. This should be called get vector, because it gives you a full vector, not just a single axis. Anyway, it's besides the point. That's just a name. So ground control velocity. So how does it get this player body? I guess the player body is its own class here. Maybe its own scene, in fact. What is game you dev? So right now, I am just trying to get XR tools working, which is an add-on for Godot with some reusable functionality that are in a lot of VR games. Because I want to use XR tools to quickly prototype some ideas. Right now, there is a bug where the locomotion doesn't actually move you, it just moves your hands, which is not right. We need it to move the whole deal. We need it to move the XR origin, your hands, the XR camera, the player body, all of it. Okay, I think I need to see what this scene looks like. The player body scene. Okay, these are the different demos. Here's the different functions, scenes, and scripts. But what I really need is the player body scene, which I guess we could probably get to from the demo. The XR origin, camera, blah, blah, blah. Player body, here we go. Let's go to the whole player body scene. So the player body has a character body 3D, a collision shape, which I assume is a capsule. Yep. And that script we were just looking at. Okay, so it's just moving the player body. It's not moving the XR origin. Unless there's some code somewhere in the player body that's supposed to make the XR origin move along with it. Let's look at this comment real quick. This node provides a player with a physics body. The body is a capsule-shaped 3D, which tracks the player location as measured by the XR camera 3D for the player's head. The player's body can detect when the player is in the air, on the ground, or on a steep slope. The player movement is achieved by a number of movement bars. Blah, blah, blah. After the player moves, the XR origin 3D is updated as necessary to track the player movement. So this bit seems to not be happening. That's at least what it looks like. And now I can't use Vim key bindings. I have to type Control F. And we're going to look for origin. Okay, so it has to have the origin node, which physics process. I'm sorry for all the yawns, guys. I was up way too late for me because I wake up really early. My kids wake up around 5 a.m. And then they come wake me up. So I was up super late last night talking to Bastian and then making the last changes to that WebXR PR, and then I just crashed and I just went to sleep. But still, I need more sleep than that. All right, so in physics process, assuming everything is enabled, update body under camera, update the kinematic body to be under the camera, update ground information. I think the key bit is this, and for some reason we're not getting here. So actually I put the breakpoint there, but I should really put the breakpoint up at the top. Let's set this breakpoint, make sure that we have remote debug enabled, and actually this is going to suck because it's going to hit us every single frame, and we really just want it to hit us every single frame when there's something to do. So maybe we don't set the breakpoint here. We set the breakpoint in in here, but only if y is greater than a certain number. Debugging games sometimes totally sucks. How am I going to do this? Is there a breakpoint command in GDScript? There's gotta be, right? If this is greater than 0.5, breakpoint me. Oh, it's just called breakpoint. Beautiful. Thank you, whoever named that. I didn't even know it existed, and I tried it, and it turned red, and it is the thing. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to hit this breakpoint, and as soon as we do, we're going to come over here and place a breakpoint right at the top of here. So let's redeploy this to the headset. That's not a good sign. GDScript analyzer parser bug, please report. Okay, so I hit the button to deploy. Let's make sure that the process hasn't just spontaneously stopped. It spontaneously stopped again. What is going on here? Okay, and did it happen? Are we there? We're there. All right. Okay, so you guys seeing what I'm seeing? Looks like it. Let me get my controller going here. Okay. All right, now I'm in the world. There's my hands, which are floating over there and are quite shiny. Why are my hands so shiny? Anyway, let's press forward on my left stick. And if we're not hitting the breakpoint. Why are we not hitting the breakpoint? What is it going on here? Debugger. It's giving us all of these issues. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Here's the new plan. I'm going to hold forward on the left stick and then place the breakpoint while I'm doing it. We still didn't stop at the breakpoint. What the heck? Could be a bug, like just a Godot 4 bug. I enabled deploy with remote debug. Are we gonna have to do this with print statements? Hey, Asteron, welcome to the stream. So we are using Godot to work on a VR thing, a VR game, but we are not using the VR editor. I built the latest version of Bastian's PR to make the Godot editor work in VR, and I was able to get as far as the project manager, like where you pick which project you're opening, and I couldn't get any further. All of my attempts to click buttons and stuff didn't work, but I'm so excited for that. It would be really, really cool to be able to use Godot from inside of VR, to use the Godot editor from inside of VR, and especially to make that work with WebXR. That would be amazing. Yeah, I mean, other than maybe let's kill it, start it up again, and see if maybe that gets the debugger working. If not, we're gonna have to do print statement debugging. So let's try it. Little Android face. Is that going to stop my app again? Nope, appears not. Installing to device. All right. Move that breakpoint. All right. I'm just gonna look through. I'm not even gonna put the headset on. Or I guess I have to. To find my hands. Ooh, and real shaky, real low frame rate. Yeah, it's not getting me anything here. We're not breaking. Okay. Debug statement. Debug statement time. Print statement time. Back to direct movement. We'll get rid of this. And what do I want to do? I guess we'll still do this if, and we'll print. So if greater than 0.5, print, let's just say controller get axis, input, input action. So we'll just print out the axis, and then in the part where we really actually want to debug, what I want to do, I just want to know if we get here. Do we get here? Let's start with yeah, let's maybe just we'll say print updating XR origin, and we'll put in this movement vector. Okay, let's try that. Did we stop? We did not stop. That is brilliant. Asterion, still absolutely great that you are making it. We can run flat screen version of the Android build though. Yes, yes, we can. As far as I know, the Android version of the Godot editor is presently working in both Vulkan and OpenGL, I believe. I definitely saw Fredia saying that he had the OpenGL version of the Android editor working, and I just presume that Vulkan is working too, because usually Vulkan is working and OpenGL isn't. That's usually the case. Okay, so let's get in here. All right, and we are printing out lots of updates to the XR origin. Crazy. Okay, so I'm twiddling the thumbstick here, and it is telling me that it is doing all of these updates to the XR origin, yet somehow we are not actually moving. Ah, cool. So Asterion actually tried the Godot editor on Android. I'm excited so I can try like I have this Chromebook that I use like when I'm doing things in different parts of the house, and I always want to keep working on my game from another room, because usually the reason I have to be in another room and not over here is because like I'm helping my kids with something or just keeping an eye on them or whatever. And I've been trying all these different like streaming my main computer to my Chromebook and just continuing to use it that way, but that's problematic. Being able to just run the Android version on my Chromebook and then like share the files over Dropbox or something, I think that could be a nice way to game dev on the go. So yeah, we appear to be updating the XR origin. I would love to see where the XR origin is. Okay, here we go. So XR origin. Position. Okay, so it's applying these movements supposedly to the XR origin, but I'm seeing no changes here. But that could just be because the debugger isn't fully working, and so we're not seeing things. It also seems really weird that I don't like see the player body node. Shouldn't the player body node be here somewhere? I'm also not seeing what the heck is going on? I'm not seeing the direct movement script underneath the left-hand controller, but I know it's running, right? Or should be running. Whoa, what's going on here? 21,000 errors. Instance set transform, v is finite equals true. The set axis angle, the axis. What's going on? I mean, I'm here. Where are my hands? My hands are not present. Oh, no, there they are. And they are pitch black, like not black, normal black. They are like as if they were unshaded black. Or no, maybe not. I see some different colors in there. Okay, hang on a second. What are we getting now? Okay, update XR origin. Ooh, here we go. Okay, here's some... What is going on? So if I move, the XR origin is changing. It's changing in really weird ways, though. What the heck is happening? Okay, let's find those hands again. There they are. Okay, if I press forward, the hands are moving. And we're seeing updates happening to the XR origin, but the position is just changing like minusculely. XR camera. The camera's not set to current. That sounds problematic. Set it to current, see if that made any difference. No, not really. What the heck is going on? Do you guys have any ideas? This logic for updating the XR origin just seems not to be working. unless these values are just plain wrong. Okay, so I'm pressing the stick a bunch. I can see down here that it's making some updates, but the position's staying relatively static, like just changing by, 0.001 occasionally. I'm wrong78, welcome to the stream. It's the controller you are looking at. I may have just missed the context for what you're saying. I'm not sure what you're trying to say. Mr. or Miss iWrong78. Maybe the XR origin cannot be a child of anything other than main? Well, I mean, it's as if the position isn't changing, so that would make sense. I think that's a good thought. If like the XR origin's position was changing but having the wrong effect. So, okay. Position before movement, kinematic node. Position before movement. We get the kinematic node origin. We do some stuff. And then we subtract it. And then we're supposed to add that movement to the origin node. What I also don't understand is the hands move like all over the place. How are the hands moving? And where? Here's the remote scene, which I don't even see the hands on. Like, where is this stuff? Scene, poke demo. Or okay, I'm not in the staging scene anymore. I'm in the poke demo. Okay, there are two XR origins. There are two XR origins. How is that happening? So this is starting to feel like this might be the problem. Let's start this over from the beginning. Did we load? Let's see what's going on in here. Okay. Now let's go back to Godot. Let's go to remote. So here we are in this world. We have this XR origin here, which makes sense because we need something while we're on the loading screen. We have to have something, otherwise we wouldn't have a camera to see, we wouldn't be able to use our controllers. And then I hold this, and I'm now in this new scene where I see the scene and it has a second XR origin. Okay, so is something forgetting to delete the first XR origin? Oh, there's a current flag on XR origins? That's new. Let's change this one to current. See what happens here. Oh, I crashed something. Something went wrong there. Let's see what's going on over in Yep, okay, the app crashed. Huh. So this is a staging thing with a loading screen. I think we're getting to the core of it though. Yes, it was added for multiplayer, I think. Uh-huh. That doesn't totally make sense to me. I don't know why you would need a second XR origin for the other player. I mean, maybe it would be useful in multiplayer so that you could have a second XR origin that just plain doesn't do anything. And it's just there because your player scene includes one, so you want the remote player scene to also include one. But you don't need one. I mean, the way that I would do multiplayer is I would have like the remote players would get a different scene than the local players that might be composed of some of the same components. But interesting. I guess I could see that. Yeah, so okay, should we try it again? Asterion has the idea, unclick the first one maybe. So maybe I start it, I untick the first one, and then I go tick the second one, and maybe that'll do what we want it to do. And then we'll have to look in the code and come up with a way to have the code do this without us having to fidget with the remote scene through the debugger. There we go, we are here. I load into the new scene. And then I've got the first XR origin, which is current. I'm going to untick it. And then that crashes everything. Okay. I wish I knew what exactly was crashing it. We don't get any good debug info here. What we can do is use adb logcat and grep for Godot. Crash reporter. Attempt to unregister already unregistered input channel. Not sure if that's the key error. Ooh, okay, this looks like a stack trace. Stack trace. Okay, so we're happily printing out all of our debug statements. Then we get this stack trace. Crash upload from blah 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 to blah blah blah. Activity force. Yeah, that tells me a whole lot of nothing. About what the error is. Error reading pipe. This could just be attempting to communicate with the system. That isn't necessarily the error itself. Yeah, I would just assume that everything after here is just about the system being unable to correctly communicate with the app. And then info about the crash reporter. To have two XR origins seems off, multiplayer or not. Yeah. I mean, I understand why the loading scene needs to have one. But maybe it would make sense to add it and remove it dynamically. I don't know. The fact that we even have this current checkbox, though, is kind of cool. That helps in this situation. I just don't know how to switch it. Okay, let's do some grepping here. I don't have my VS Code rocking, so we'll do that by hand here. I guess I'll make a new terminal. Hang on, Godot for XR tools. I'll make the text here bigger so you guys can see it. That's nice. So I'm going to look for current. That got a lot of things. Say current equals. That got a couple more things. Okay, so the staging area is changing the XR camera current to true. The scene base is turning the XR camera current to true. How much you want to bet the current XR tools was the version that I'm using right now was written before we had a current property on XR origin, and so was using the current property on the camera. But now that the XR origin has a current flag, that is what we need to mess with. So let's go try that. We need to look in staging GD, staging scene base, and then down here, XR tools, staging scene base. Okay, we just have, okay, this is just where it gets copied when it's doing the build. So the root thing is these things. So staging GD, scene base GD. Staging GD. Ooh, let's read these comments. I like these comments. This does not sound like Bastian's writing. I wonder if Malcolm added those. Introduction. When creating a game with multiple levels, where you want to make use of background loading and have some nice structure in place, the staging scene can be used as a base to handle all the startup and scene switching code. Just inherit this scene, set it up, and make the resulting scene your startup scene. As different XR runtimes need slightly different setups, you'll need to add the appropriate AR/VR origin. Okay, that's left over from Godot 3. Set up to your scene. When using the OpenXR plugin, this is as simple as adding the FP controller script as a child to your node. Yep, that's also, I think, just in the Godot 3 version. Or maybe not. I just haven't seen it around. Furthermore, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's search this for current equals. Okay, make our loading screen visible again and reset some stuff. Okay. XR origin current equals true. All right, so this one, this is the code for switching back to the loading screen. And then I guess it would probably be scene base. After the scene is loaded, yep, okay, and then we need to load into the new XR origin, but this doesn't make any sense. Wouldn't this be the base one again? So the new scene is loaded. Or no, it's relative. Okay, it's relative to this node. Okay, which is the base. I get it. Origin 3D. Current equals true. So our origin 3D current equals true. Let's give this a try. This may work, or this may crash again. Let's find out. Are you using the latest version of XR tools? Yes, I'm using the I think it's like 4.x-dev branch of XR tools. Or 4.0-dev, if you can see that. Okay, what do we got? All right, we've loaded up. Point my forehead at that. And oop. It crashed it. It totally crashed it. Man, do we get any useful info about the crash? All right, I am going to make the conclusion that this whole staging thing is just not going to work right now. I'm gonna draw that conclusion. That doesn't mean we can't still use XR tools to prototype some stuff, but it means we're gonna need to get rid of that staging scene. The thing that sucks is we can't now load these different demos. Oh, unless we go straight to them. Let's try that. Okay, so there's basic movement demo, which is this guy. What if we just go to project settings, run, and make this demo be the main scene, and launch into that. And then maybe we won't have this problem because we'll just have the single XR origin node. And yeah, that'll at least let us play around. We could also, so we have two options now. We could continue trying to fix this so that we can make a PR to XR tools to actually fix XR tools. Or we could say, screw that, we've got a thing working, and then just work on stuff. I will let you guys deliberate on what you would rather watch. Let me know which thing you'd rather do on stream. Okay, let me get in there. Do I have hands? Where are my hands? My hands are at my hands! This is interesting. Like, I do kind of like the texture that shows like a little bit of hand-like you know, lines and stuff, but why is it so shiny? Why is it so shiny? Ooh, it's even animated? Okay, I'm down. Oh, I can, it's analog. The nails are pretty okay too, actually. All right, so let's try moving. Whoa, okay. So, ooh, geez, that hurts. Oh, do I have teleport? Okay, I may have to switch some of these to teleport. This is buggy as heck. Do I have jump? Oh, that's terrifying. I've mentioned before on other streams that I am very prone to motion sickness in VR, so I almost always play with teleport. You guys seeing this? Okay, good. Yeah, jump. Okay, so we know the core of the problem. 2XR origins, that is the problem. And we can play with some of the demos. So let's start playing with some of the demos and maybe remove the debug code that I stuck in here. It's spamming the heck out of the console, which I'm sure would slow things down. Let's get back to our script editor here. I put that in direct movement and in player body. All right, let's try some other demos. I am excited to try the manipulating objects demo. I'm also excited to try that demo that had the levers that I saw in Bastian's video. Pickable demo? I think that might be the one with the objects you pick up. Let's give that one a try. Installing to device. Here we go. All right. I am here. Are we still getting all those print statements? I just want to make sure that those went away because the frame rate is still horrible. It's horrible. Failed to release swap chain image. That's interesting. Yeah, we're not printing out all those debug statements, but this is slow as molasses. Okay. It's an interesting pose. Oh, or is it just wherever it is when I press it? It's just wherever it is when I press it. Okay. And here... Oh. Okay, so the ray hits the button, and then I pull the trigger to press it. Okay. Can I throw? I can. Okay. Let's test out. So, oh, okay, and I can grab the ball from all the way over there. Shoo. That's nice. Does it bounce? No, just drops. Okay. Ooh. Oh, look at that physics freak out. Yeah, some thresholds need to be adjusted because look at how the one object enters enters the other one when it sets down. Might need a bigger margin of some kind on there. It is pretty nice though. I mean, other than the frame rate is terrible and we need to adjust the physics a little bit, how well can I throw two? Huh. They tumble around. Wait, what are these? Hammers. I can't pick one from here. I guess I have to get close and pick one up. I remembered to show you this to you guys, right? Okay, good. Oh. I'm beating up my Quest Pro. Poor Quest Pro. Put you back on your stand. Yeah, okay, cool. That is interesting. Godot performance on Quest is not as good as Godot 3. Yeah, so, man, is my attempt to actually work on some games going to just lead me into now I have to hack more on Godot? Because I will want to fix this. It's real bad. It's real bad. How do I get the overlay to come up again? I'm gonna see if I can get the Quest overlay to come up. I believe that's what we got. Voice command, scoreboards, move, events, store, settings, browser. Maybe it's in unknown sources. Render doc. I may not have it anymore either. That could be a thing. Or is it in a system menu? I forget how to. There's like a system, a performance overlay kind of thing that you can bring up. And I thought it was an app. I didn't think it was something I picked from the system menu, but I don't appear to have it. Well, anyway, I can tell you frame rate's real bad. Real bad. 30 frames per second, something like that. Same behavior with my cube game. I couldn't fix this twitching in Godot 3 though. Interesting. The physics, the VR physics demos I've done in Godot 3 seem to be more stable than this. And of course, the little bit of physics that I've done also seem to be a little bit more stable, other than, ooh, my character is stuck on the top. Get out of there, dude. Other than the CCD not working in Godot 3, that it was very easy to throw objects through other objects, which, yeah, is a kind of constant Godot 3 physics problem. But yeah. Okay, let's try. There's a dev app independent of Godot that shows stats. Yeah, there's an Oculus app that I've opened before that shows an overlay. I'm just not sure how to get to it. I thought that it was just an app in there, but it maybe I have to go through some system menu. I don't know. I can look it up later. Let's try some more of these demos. Pointer demo, poke demo, teleport demo. Let me teleport, please. I want to teleport. It is in unknown sources. So did I just accidentally uninstall it at some point? I've definitely had it on this headset before. I didn't see it when I went through the list. Do you know what it's called? I could have just missed it. I could have just gone straight past it. Okay, where are my hands? I'm handless. Okay, if I pull the trigger on my left hand, a teleport thing comes out, but I don't have a hand. Oh, it has this sort of Half-Life Alyx thing where you can turn the joystick to decide where you're going to point once you land there. I know it's not only in Half-Life Alyx, but that's the first game that came to mind that has that functionality. Okay. Is there a shooting stuff demo? I know the Godot 3 demo from some versions ago had, oh, the performance app is an APK that you can sideload or you can use Oculus Dev Hub, I think. Yeah, I sideloaded it with either just directly with ADB or with, what's the word? SideQuest or something, because I had it for a while. I was using it when I was working on the VR voxel builder game. I just couldn't find it right now. Let's see if there's a demo that lets me use guns or swords. Oh, or the levers one. Okay, basic movement, grappling, inspectables, pointer, poke, grappling. Not sure what that means exactly. Let's give it a try. And then we got to decide, no one spoke up on what you prefer. Would you guys prefer that we try to fix some of the problems in XR tools, or should we just do what we can to make it work? Oh, geez, some platforming, to start prototyping some stuff. Okay, so I'm back to direct movement, grappling. So there was a separate climbing demo, but I can, ooh, I'm too close, too close. All right, this is better. While I don't punch my computer, hopefully. Going to the top, I'm going to the top. Nope, fallen. Yeah, that doesn't feel great, I gotta be honest. Population 1 does much better climbing, although of course this is a demo. Can't expect it to compete with a big successful game like Population 1. I have jumping. Run and jump. Okay, let's try a different demo. This one is not that interesting. Oh, and you guys weren't even seeing it. I'll try to not have the screen be scrolled down like that next time. Interactables. Let's see what that is. Try the poke demo. It's a new one, I believe. Oh, OVR metrics tool. Okay, I will look in the unknown sources again and see if I can find it right after we try this demo. And then we can retry the demo. Okay, here we go. This is what I was talking about, levers. So I've always wondered how I would implement my own lever. So I may go look at the scene for this. I like these positional ones where it just goes loose like this. I don't like the way that feels in VR. Somehow it feels unreal. Like, I don't know. Yeah, this kind of thing. This one snaps back, which is interesting. But this sort of thing just doesn't feel good to me. It should somehow like assert itself in some way to like feel more real. Like when I move it, it should then snap into a place, or it should keep moving a tiny bit, or I don't know, just something to make it not feel so artificial as this. What are these ones? Ooh, little joysticks. That's cool. Do they affect anything? What is this down here? Ooh, oh, a wheel. All right. All right. And then these are just, oh, that's cool. It just tilts instead of, this one stays there, this one stays there. That one snaps back. Ooh, and some buttons. Some buttons. So my pointer, other than that same sort of like threshold thing, there's like a margin that needs to be adjusted. This feels nice. Yeah, and the buttons feel good because they sort of push back. They sort of have their own motion. That is a good button. Better than these kind of sticks that don't do that. Okay, that's cool. And like I said, I'm going to go see if I can find the OVR metrics tool. OVR metrics tool! Yeah, okay, we got to quit for a second for this thing to come up and us to toggle on the overlay, enable persistent overlay. Bam! There it is. We're getting a solid 90 FPS. Not very solid, actually. It's dipping down a little bit. 88, 87, 88. It was 90 for a second. All right, let's go back into Godot, which I think I can get to by going back to unknown sources and opening the thing on the top. XR Tools demo. Let's see what we get. And where's my overlay? There it is! FPS crashing. An FPS of crashing. All right. I don't know why it crashed that time. Maybe because I tried to open it rather than launching it from Godot, so it couldn't connect to the debugger. Let's just try launching it from Godot and see what happens. Adding haptics and sound can make them more believable too. Yeah, for sure. Haptics, I think, would be good if you could make the lever feel a little more weighty. Maybe have the movement of the lever lag slightly behind the movement of your hand, and then add a nice haptic feeling there. Okay, here we go. We are getting about 60, mid-60s FPS. You know, I wonder if the frame rate feeling that I'm having is less about the frame rate and more about the physics. Because there's this sort of like jittering that I am doing, I presume because of the jittering that the physics body that represents the player is doing, which makes me kind of dislike even more this approach that XR Tools has taken to make the XR origin follow the physics body. Or at least to follow it indiscriminately. Like maybe there should be like a threshold for how far the physics body has to move before we move the XR origin. So that I don't have this weird jittering that's going on as I move, and even as I stand still, there's a little jittering. It's more noticeable when I'm closer to other objects. I don't know if you can see it in the stream, but everything's just sort of always hopping a little bit up and down. And I was thinking that was frame rate. Oh, we were just down to like 50. Okay, so we're really close to this object, which means we're doing a lot of fragments. I get further away from the object. We're doing fewer fragments. Yeah, so I'm up here and I drop into the 50s FPS. I can see 59, I'm staying 57, 56, and I come back over here and I get up into the mid 60s with the occasional 72. Yeah, there are some pretty serious performance issues going on here. All right, the poke demo. Someone recommended that. It was iWrong78. Let's go check out that poke demo. Well, I really wanted some guns or swords. What was pickable? Did we do pickable? We might not have done pickable. Let's try poke. We might not have done pointer either. I'm not sure. Okay. Whoa. Okay, so this time I have direct movement on only my right hand. Okay, so I guess this is showing off the fact that my pointer finger can move physics objects. And it even works when I pull the trigger. Oh, I can flick! It's not working anymore, but I was able to sort of flick the object. Yeah! Okay, that's interesting. Oops, what did I press? Yeah, I am maybe rethinking a little bit my thought about I should use Godot 4 more, or maybe this is the opposite. Maybe this means I should use Godot 4 more so I can help fix some of these bugs. It's interesting how the pointer also lags behind my physical movement. Did I just walk into a teleporter? It actually looks kind of nice. This effect looks pretty nice. FPS is down to 40. 40 though. While inside of this, I assume due to the transparency. I don't know if XR Tools is using the is-on-floor method, but on Godot 3 it can cause some jittering. I had the same up-down twitching with my shooting game. I ended up using a raycast instead of physics collision. Yeah, the clean, you had that like speed one where you're like running through really fast and shooting things. I think that was your game, unless I'm thinking of someone else. That was a pretty fun one. The one problem I had with it is the smooth motion made me a little ill. Did I tell you guys that I actually got some motion sickness pills from Amazon? Oh, this is not it. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Bonine for motion sickness. Someone on Amazon in the comments actually said that they used it for playing VR. And I tried it once, and I played Iron Man VR. And despite the fact that I took the motion sickness pills, I got pretty sick from playing that, which either means I would have gotten even sicker if I had not taken the pills with Iron Man VR, or that they just don't work. What I need to try is Population 1, because I love Population 1. It is so much fun, but it makes me so sick. I just feel terrible for like hours after I play. So I gotta try those pills so I can see if it helps. Anyway, what was I doing? I was gonna go try another demo. So did we do pointer and pickable? I don't really remember. Let's try pickable. See what we get here. I hit the wrong button. I don't want to run. I don't want to run. I want to Android. Oh, we did try this one though. I recognize it. Okay, so we did pickable. And did we do pointer? And this is either the last one or we've done them all. Nope, we haven't done this one. Ah, okay, so typing and stuff. And I can change these block colors. Let's open a text thing. Yeah. Seems all good. Press trigger on controller to switch active pointer. Ooh, I like that. That's, you know, the usual. Interestingly, this one has the thing where it draws the little ball at the collision point, and this one does not. Probably just to show off the two different ways you can configure that. Yeah, I am a little bit surprised at how bad the performance really is. I'm sure this is using the mobile renderer. I didn't check, but I don't know why, with the way that Bastian's constantly recommending that you use the mobile renderer, why he wouldn't do that. Yeah, mobile renderer. All right, well, let's, no one told me, no one gave me their opinion on whether we should try to fix XR tools or if we should try to actually make something. I am leaning a little bit to trying to fix the double XR origins thing with XR tools. Where is that? Is that Godot VR? I'm not sure. Let's go to this XR tools. We'll do the first thing, which is check for issues. Fixing would help me as well, so all right, Asterion, we have one voice for the fixing. For XR origin. Let's look at pull requests. Yeah, doesn't appear that anyone has reported it. I'm not sure what this is. It's a work in progress so far. Change the master should be ported to there as well. Oh, it's just a note, a pinned issue, so that he could put a note up there. It'd be cool if I could filter by the branch. Like I can see, what exactly is that? Is that a milestone? That's a milestone. Is there a milestone for breaking name changes? Okay, so more of a keeping track of name changes. Grayed out, welcome to the stream. Maybe that jitter can be tamed with a lerp as a quick test. See if smoothing it helps. It might result in movement a bit syrupy. I like that, syrupy movement. Oh, I didn't look at everyone's characters. So Grayed Out's rocking a warrior orc with a braid. Irong78's got a staff. I think that's a wizard staff of some sort. Sterion's got the centurion helmet. Yeah, that is an interesting idea. Okay, so let's make a list. Let's make a list of XR tools issues. So I'm going to open up a Google Doc, but I'm going to do that partially off screen because I don't want you guys to see the big list of my Google Docs. Protecting my and my client's privacy. So what should we call this? XR tools Godot 4.0. Move this over to here. Okay, so major issues. Staging, or not staging, we'll say like scene scene loading with two XR origins. Wrong. XR origin is active. We have the jittering. We'll say jittering player camera. XR origin following character body 2D, which is jittering. And what's the last one? Oh, just the frame rate being terrible. So maybe that's not XR tools. Okay, so let's say, how about we'll say XR in Godot 4, and we'll say major XR tools issues, general issues. And so super low frame rate. 40 to 60. I will say maybe 45 to 65 FPS. That seems fair. So scene loading thing is the biggest problem as far as like XR tools, people being able to download it, try it out, and have something good happen. So that's probably the highest priority for XR tools as a project, not necessarily the highest priority for me. I would like to have a nice usable loading thing going on. Yeah, let's just see if we can make some headway on that. I wish I knew what the crash was. I also don't know if the crash is specific to the quest, or if it's just in general. And we could try using the Monado QWERTY driver to run it on my desktop and see if we're getting the exact same issue there. And maybe we'll get a better error message if the issue does also happen there. I'm going to take off the headset. It is hurting my head quite a lot. Give me a second. iWrong78 says there's also the issue with colors and textures, but I think that's an issue with Godot 4 in general. It is. It's an issue with the etc texture compression, but it's also already been fixed. It was merged yesterday, I think, a PR to fix it. I'm still running beta 7, but that's fixed in latest master. So we don't have to worry about that. So let's start up Monado. Where will I do that? I guess I'll make a new terminal. And let me remember how to do this. I don't remember how to do this. It's like Monado service, but then I need to set some environment variable equals QWERTY before I start it, and I just don't remember the name of that environment variable. So Monado environment variables. QWERTY driver, yay, that's what I want to run. I want to do that, but it's probably not going to tell me here, is it? Because this is like API docs. I need some more descriptive docs. Driver. Driver selection. Well, I just need to know the environment variable. Just tell me the environment variable. Environment variables. Here we go. These aren't the ones I want, though. Compositor. What? Does anyone else know? I mean, this is all super obscure stuff. I would not be surprised if you guys have never done this before, to use Monado to debug. OpenXR issues. Environment variables driver. Did I make a note for myself? I might have made a note for myself. I'm gonna go look at my Google Docs off screen really quick. No. Okay, I'm definitely gonna make a note for myself once I figure it out again. Not a service. Or maybe it's maybe it can tell me itself. Monado service help. No, it seems to just be starting. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. There's an environment variable to say I specifically want that driver, because there's also like a headless driver that just does nothing. It's just a dummy. But I don't want that. I want the QWERTY driver so I can mess with stuff. It's of course just stuck now. Oh, here we go. Things are happening. Failed to init. Could not bind. Oh, address already in use. Probably. Okay, let's kill all Monado service. No process found. Okay, so then we need to remove this file it's telling me about. And yeah, I just wish I knew what this environment variable was. Monado force driver. Developer site. No. Nano. Force QWERTY driver? So XR runtime JSON, we don't need to do that. Monado is the XR runtime. Here's the API docs. Driver selection. Target list.c. When in doubt, go to the code. Doesn't tell us here. So this builds the list of drivers, but it doesn't tell us how it selects it. What is the C function to get environment variables? So I guess this is saying it's not a function, that it's a global. just guess names. Say Monado driver. Of course, I did part caps and part not, but Okay, let's just start the Monado service. Maybe let me try with -h instead of -help. Maybe that'll get something. No. Let's just start it and see which driver it selects. If it just magically selects the QWERTY driver for us, that would be amazing. If not, then not. And as soon as I figure this out, I'm 100% making a note in my Google Docs for this. So anybody playing anything cool lately? Like I said before, I haven't really been playing much. I'm very much looking forward to trying out the new course in Walkabout Mini Golf. I haven't had a chance to try it yet, the Mist Island course. I also have the Mist VR, which is super fun. I got stuck on a puzzle and haven't lowered myself to Googling it yet. But I went to the area with the crashed boat, and I feel like I've done every puzzle there. But I'm still stuck there. I can't figure out how to get out. Builders, NVIDIA, no non-desktop graphics output available. I doubt I have a man page because I think I built it from source, but let's just try it. Okay, well, I guess it takes no arguments. That's good to know. No argument will help. It's an environment variable. I'm sure it's an environment variable where I tell it to use the QWERTY driver. Okay. Hey, Cold Cardio, may I ask a question on Godot? Kinda stuck. Sure, what's your question? Overwatch. I've never played Overwatch. I don't know why exactly, but it just never seemed like my kind of thing. But it's getting pretty boring quickly, the clean. Okay. Monado. Driver. Monado, we'll say service. Environment. Force driver. Or here's another idea. Let's stop using Brave search and use Google. So Monado, service, environment variable, environment variables, driver. It's probably all pages we've looked at already, but I'm just going to hit everything I see and maybe we'll find it. I think I missed something. Nope, this one. Grayed out. Deep Rock Galactic is my go-to. The game itself is a masterclass in how to design a great co-op shooter. Yeah, I have not played that either, but I think that looks awesome. I love co-op games, and there's just not enough of them in the world, and that one looks really, really awesome. Irong78 started playing Cyberpunk. So Cyberpunk 2077 has gotten like a bad name, and like I know that, you know, launching it as buggy as it was like not cool or whatever. I love that game. I love that game. I played it. I've done 2 playthroughs. The first time, I guess, is not a through. I played very, very far and then started doing something else. But I played to the end relatively recently. But I loved that game even when it launched. And I played it. I played it originally on a base PS4 the day it came out. So like it was launching whatever day, and so I stayed up until midnight the day before so I could start playing it, and I loved it. From the moment that it launched, it was super fun, and I had a great time. Of course, there were performance problems, and it crashed a lot, so I had to save every 2 minutes or whatever, but it didn't matter. I had fun. It's a great game. So yeah, I highly recommend. Cyberman, I hope the guy asked the Godot channel is set here now. Someone asks about HTML AV or AR on Discord. Oh, I mean, so both in Godot 3 and now in Godot 4, because that PR just got merged this morning. There is smartphone AR on with WebXR on the web. It works insofar as it works. It's missing a lot of features that most people will probably want from AR to make a real AR app. Like it has no anchors, and it has no hit tests, which actually wouldn't be that hard to add, and I really should get around to adding them. But without those two features, it's not super useful. Also, contributions welcome. If anyone wants to add make some PRs to start the work on those, that would be awesome. I like cyberpunk games, but more indie games. I haven't played that many cyberpunk games that aren't, like we're talking about Cyberpunk 2077. I played, what's that one where you're like a taxi driver? You're of course a flying taxi, and you're a gig worker in this cyberpunk dystopia. That one's pretty good. I can't remember the name of it now though. I guess I could probably log into my Steam to figure it out, but yeah. So even now, yeah, Cloudpunk. That's a good one. Even now, Cyberpunk is still pretty buggy because I did my last playthrough like 2 months ago or something like that. And you still should save frequently. It will still crash, but not as much as it used to. And I don't know, it's totally manageable. The bugs are totally manageable. Sometimes they're even hilarious. So yeah, I don't know what the AR question actually was. Was that in the Godot XR channel on Discord? Oh yeah, I see Cyber Habanero. You linked them to here. I think there's an indie VR cyberpunk game in development. Yeah, there is one. I also have that one. It's like very Blade Runner. Geez. What is that one called? But I pre-bought it through like Patreon or something, and I haven't played any of the builds lately. But it is cool. It is cool. What the heck is that game called? I now have to Google. Oh, of course, everything I'm finding is... what the heck is that game called? Should I go to my Patreon? Or maybe it wasn't a Patreon. Maybe it was like a crowdfunding thing. No, yeah, it was a crowdfunding thing. What's the main crowdfunding one? I keep thinking Indiegogo, but it's not Indiegogo. I don't think. I think it's the bigger one. I'm gonna go to my Indiegogo and just check there until I think of the name of the other one. Kickstarter. I'm gonna go into my Kickstarter and my Indiegogo, and I'm going to find out the name of this this thing. I'm doing it off screen because I don't think I bought any weird stuff on Indiegogo, but I don't remember. Oh, I bought what's his name's book, Heartbeast's book. Nothing else that I see that relates to Game dev or games. I guess I'll go to Kickstarter. Where do I see my projects that I've supported? I've contributed to a lot of VR games on Kickstarter. Backed projects, view all. Freeland VR. That's not it though. Elysia VR. Where the heck? I know that I have given money to the creator of this Cyberpunk VR game in order to get pre-release builds. I just don't know where it is. I don't remember the name of the game. It's PC VR. It's not a Quest game. I don't remember. Lo-fi! Lo-fi. Lo-fi is the one. I don't know how I can't find it. I'll open up Lo-fi over here so you guys can see. I'm not doing anything private anymore. Lo-fi VR. Yeah, this is the thing. It feels like you're in Blade Runner, especially like driving your flying car around the city. Very, very Blade Runner-esque. Last time I played it, there was no gameplay. It was just a world you could walk around in and fidget with things. There was like a weird club with people dancing, and there was an arcade. I remember going in the arcade. I don't remember if any of the arcade machines worked, but I think the plot eventually is going to be something very Blade Runner-y, like you're a detective or a police officer or something like that. And yeah, I'm very excited for when it is further along. I gotta go check it out because I'm whatever I did to get access to the builds, I think I still have access to them, and it looks like it's supposed to be coming out now. Oh, maybe I just bought it on Steam. Did I just buy it? Or no, maybe I bought it on Itch. I bet I bought it on Itch. That sounds like me. That sounds like something I would do. Anyway, let me go see what you guys have been saying in chat. I've been trying to look at this for too much. Observer Ruiner. I have not heard of that one. Observer. I like Adam Conover, but that's not what I wanted. Ruiner? Huh. The little thing seems cyberpunky. I don't like that I have to enter my birth date though to advance. 2-1's observer. 2-1's observer. Well, anyway, let me attempt to get back on track here. Oh, it was 2 observer and ruiner. I got it. I got it. Those were 2 suggestions. I am dense sometimes. I don't always get words or sentences or people. Okay. I'm only streaming for another 15 minutes or so. Let's see that we can't do something useful in those 15 minutes. God, I wish I knew how to figure out what the environment variable is here. So, okay, let's do how to get environment variables from C. Streaming environment variables in C. Mr. Joe Query. Get env. Okay, cool. So let's go to the source code. Let's search for get env. Some Java stuff. I imagine that's for the Android version. Okay, this is not helpful. I do have the source code somewhere because I built Monado from source. And maybe we can get a better grepping from here. Get env. Yes, that is a much better grepping. Okay, so not this. Not this. Not this. Wow. That's not helpful at all. This is interesting. XDG config home. What is it getting from our config home? That I think is just, no. I'll keep it like this. I like it. Is it this button? Nope, that's not the button. I think it's this. There we go. Okay. I think that's either .config or .local/config. Let's look for. Let's look for Monado. Monado. That's not the thing I want. There is some way to do this, and I don't know what it is. Oops. Name pprober. CLI. Let's try Monado CLI probe. See what we get. I just know that there is some way, and I thought it was an environment variable, to say that we want a particular driver. XRT program. I'm a little bit curious what's in this code. Let's open up let's open this up in VS Code. VS Code will help me navigate my way through the source code here. Sure, I trust you, Monado. Source, XRT. So here's like the different drivers. That's not what we want exactly. We want where was I just a second ago? I think this XRT prober. Let's see if that gets us anywhere. XRT prober. Probe. Yeah, what I want is the C code, not so much the header code. And this is, of course, with more indirection than C necessarily usually has. They're making this structure with function pointers. XRT config drivers? No, XRT. Let's do some searches here. Driver, all caps. Is that a thing? Sort of. Different build files. This is so stupid that I've been stuck for so long on just how to turn this thing on. Well, let's go look here. We'll see what we got. So regular built-in drivers, additional built-in drivers, destroying all probed, create system. No builder was selecting config. No builder was certain. Selected legacy because it maybe could create a head. Okay, so it loaded legacy, built-in drivers, QWERTY. Okay, so it's telling me, I think, that it can attempt all of these drivers on my system. But I want to pick one. I want to pick one. Try this other command, test rather than probe. So os getenv ends up being a thing that just calls getenv. Just these random sync elix prober, elix path, or elixir. I like just did this a couple weeks ago. Okay, here's a lot of things. A lot of things. Probing, dumping. Not useful. It looks like it selected simulated rather than QWERTY. And simulated, I think, is just the dummy one. Cyber Habanero's got to run. I take it. See you later. Thanks for coming. We did not accomplish very much on this stream, but I don't know. We got to test out a little bit of XR tools. I want to fix this bug. I want to do it by loading Monado, or ideally, at least, you know, bisect the problem by loading Monado and seeing what happens. I just can't believe I cannot figure out how to do this simple thing, which, like, I did a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't have this, like, Googling forever problem. Monado service QWERTY. Monado service QWERTY driver. Service driver. Let's just, okay. With, without, blah, blah, blah. Maybe not getting started. Maybe there's a contributing section. Contributing. Refer to the contributing MD. The repository for details. Contributing MD. Merge request issues, blah, 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 blah. That is not very useful. Doc. Release how to remote driver. Override active config. Override active config. Okay, so we've already found an environment variable that Monado service recognizes that isn't mentioned in the source, at least not that we saw. Where's VS Code? Debug get once option. That's interesting. Say debug.star option. See what we get. Long compositor. Different logs. Like use bindings. Cold Cardio's heading out as well. Catch you later. Did find you some normalized for my player movement since you said heartbeats, and thanks for that. Wait, Cold Cardio, did you end up asking your question and then I didn't answer it? Oh, I totally missed your question. I am sorry. I'm having a problem to move objects on impact. Come over to the Discord and we'll chat about it later. I'm sorry that I missed your actual question. I'm just too flustered, too all over the place. I'm sorry, man. But thanks for coming to the stream. QWERTY enable? Let's search for driver. OHMD external driver. Or maybe just the QWERTY enable. Maybe that does it for us. QWERTY enable. We can try that. We can try that. All right, man. I mean, if you do come over to the Discord today or tomorrow, whenever, tomorrow, I'm like not on my computer very much on the weekends. But if you come today or sometime, I mean, even if I don't get back to you when you're online, just feel free to come over by Discord and we can chat. Okay. Let's try Monado service QWERTY enable equals true. Always hard to know with environment variables if they want true or on or yes. But disabling because we have QWERTY. Okay, I think this is it. Oh my god. Why did that take 30 minutes to figure out? Okay. This is going in my notes. This is going in my notes. I don't know where I'm putting it in my notes. I guess here. I can put it in loading Monado in QWERTY driver. All right, it's loading up. Or at least appears to be loading up. How come I'm not getting the debug view? Why didn't I get the debug view? Okay, we're ever so closer. Is there another thing I need to do to get the debug thing? Fast debug, WebXR debug. Okay, well, let's search the code for QWERTY enable. Okay, I was kind of hoping there was some docs in here. Let's Google. Let's Google for QWERTY enable. This is it. This is it. Why on earth is this so hard to find? Where's my Google Doc? And then I already blew away the buffer, but it is, where is the thing? I was just on it. Okay, this is the command. It shall live in my notes forever, henceforth. All right. Let's test this. We have like a minute left. We are going to test the thing. We're going to test the thing, and then we will know what is the thing we're testing. Then we will know if this problem with the two XR Origins is a Android only thing or a general thing, and maybe we'll get a better debug message. Okay, so the way this works, if you've never used it, is that this is like this debug GUI area that lets us mess with things. If we put inputs into there on the keyboard, it will control the headset, and then over here is the sort of virtual headset output. This is where the HMD would be imaginarily, because there is no actual HMD. So if we go over to staging, let's say project, run, staging, save, then we run it. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, now if we go back here, here we go, here's right eye, left eye. And how do I hold the trigger? QWERTY HMD. Somewhere in here, there's a little help section. Here we go, help. And this I could really just use to have this off screen. I don't need it. Go away. So the help says, how do I actuate the trigger? That's what I want to know. Arrow keys, movement. Can I hit something in here to do the trigger? Oh my god, are we going to be stuck on how to press the trigger? Focus device, focus controller, HMD, right is FC, left and right alt, hold, left and right FD. Control. Okay, left controller focused. Why can't I focus the left controller? Left shift, mouse wheel, reset both, toggle both, left click, focus controller, select click. Okay, so I need to get the left controller focused, and then I need to click. Okay, so holding control focuses it. And clicking is having no effect. What? Oh, this is dumb. We're stuck on how to hold the trigger. Ah! Okay, so that's interesting. So left and right alt switches which controller is focused. Otherwise, HMD is focused. And then click. But I don't know where to click. Like I know you do your QWERTY movements just with this window focused, I think. I think that's what you do. Just focus this window and do the movements. Okay, well, unfortunately, I think this is probably where we're going to have to call it. Thanks, everyone, for doing this stream with me. Hey, 3DI, welcome to the stream. Unfortunately, I'm already saying goodbye. I hope everyone has a great weekend, and I will catch you next week. Of course, feel free to come say what up in the Discord, and yeah. Thanks, everyone. Hope you have a great day and weekend. Bye-bye.